My name is Nia-ma. If you're new to the channel, you can call me Nia. Making candles. We're going to use this one candle tin, and then these ones. I have a lot of these ones. Just going to be using them today. So of course you have to have your melting pot. I already have some wax inside. I'm gonna pour some more. You get a pot, you add some water inside, and then you put your melting pot in it. And that's where you're gonna put the wax. It could be soy wax, beeswax. Put it on your flat burner. So this is the soy wax. Open the soy wax bag. See the soy wax. I'm gonna pour inside. It's going to melt. Let the soy wax melt until it's completely liquidified. I'll be right back. I have to make sure I have my apple to break my fast in a few minutes. Making sure I have everything near me so I don't have to run around and leave you. All right, so you see the candle? They're right here. Some of them I already put the wick inside. See the wick? The wick is inside. This is the wick for the candle. I got my essential oils. Got lavender. Lavender is one of the most preferred for my customers, my clients. I got some dye blocks here. Dye blocks, different one, different colors. I got more wax, more soy wax, more soy wax. I have the spoon to stir the wax getting melted. I also have a thermometer, so I know exactly the temperature when I'm about to put the essential oil inside. So I will use a thermometer to see exactly how much temperature. So I have the wicks once again that will hold the wax, and when you burn the candle, I'll show you one candle that I already made last month. You see it's almost finished. Yeah. Smells so good. This candle, I bought it at the store. It's very therapeutic to make candles, very therapeutic. That means it's a healing. So if you're stressed out, you have anxiety, buy yourself a candle kit and start making candle in the comfort of your home, in your kitchen, or like how I am right now in my living room, Just buy yourself a single flat burner, and then you are able to melt the candle soy wax while you are in your living room, or even in your bedroom if you want, as long as you have a window, okay, close by. And also the good thing is you can also light some incense. It's very good for the house. Choose lavender if you're not allergic to the smell of lavender. It's very good. So this one is about $2 and it has 20 incense stick. This one is lavender field. I grew up in South France, so I'm very accustomed and familiar with lavender. We had lavender field near where my parents live. Get yourself an incense holder. Et voila. And the house smells good. Incense, lavender field. Get yourself one of those, or matches if you want. Very convenient. I hope you're having an amazing day. I'm about to break my fast. It's 5:17 here in New York City. And the wax is almost melted. Yeah. Almost melted. Almost melted. I don't know, maybe you can hear it even. So remember, essential oil will make your candle taste smell really, I was about to say taste. I'm hungry. Smell really nice. So all you need is the candle tin, candle melting pot where you are going to melt your soy wax or beeswax. You need to have this one is good, so you can, once you pour the wax, so the wick, that white object here, will stay in place. So you will do this, so it will be even while it's thickening. One came as a metal, and then another one came as a wooden stick. It's almost ready, almost ready. I'm going check something, 1 second. To check my emails as well. Candle making is very easy, it's not that difficult. I'm just checking my emails right now. There's a blizzard here in New York City, a big blizzard storm. So there's no school tomorrow, it's closed, and a lot of medical centers, clinics, they are not opened. My son, my teenager son came running and said, "Mommy, no school tomorrow, there's a blizzard." He doesn't like going to school. Almost ready, almost ready. We are going to talk about a lot of different topics in this live stream. We're going to talk about financial literacy, financial counseling. I'm going to give you some tips on how to budget your money if you are in debt, how to manage the small dads compared to the bigger dads. We're going to talk about the importance of writing your will, your testament, you know, before you pass away. Make sure to have this document legally assessed, and either with a lawyer or someone in your community, a priest, or if you're Muslim, a imam. Make sure to have it notarized. So when something happens to you, either you passed away, or for example, you have a long-term illness, for example, or you lose your mind and you're no longer able to make the decisions that are important for your family. Someone else as a proxy will make those decisions. Or let's say you passed away and you want your children to be taken care of by a neighbor, a special person, a trusted friend, or a relative, or you don't want a particular family member to take care of your children while you pass away because you have an issue, because you no longer talk to them, for example. So you write it down in what is called a will or a testament. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what is domestic abuse. We're going to talk about what is narcissistic, emotional, mental abuse. We're going to talk about so many things in this live stream. All right, it's finished. Yay! It's finally melted. So let me turn the burner off. It's finally melted. Let's see, I'm going to show you. See, the wax completely melted, liquidified. I forgot to put something important here. I'll be right back. Always have something like this where you can put what is hot, so it doesn't melt your plastic table covering. So when it's 65 degrees, I use the thermometer, and that's when you will add your essential oil. This one is lemongrass oil. This one is, what is this one? Sandalwood. This one is vanilla. And this one is peppermint. It smells so good. I love peppermint smell. So these are the dye. You can add the dye if you want. You don't have to. It will just show that your candle, instead of being white like the wax itself, the soy wax, the candle will look like this color if you add the dye, or like this color. And usually what I do when I give the candle or I sell the candle, I will put it inside this plastic with the warning label to explain the burning instruction. Once I put the candle, it looks a little more professional, you know. And then you add this so they know how to take care of burning a candle. No more than 4 hours, because you don't want to have an accident or your house burning when you forgot all about it. Have a new order. There's a lady that asked me to bring her more. She's super amazing. I gave her one on Valentine's Day, and she said, I want more. She told her husband, tell Nia-ma, I want more candle. This is so cute, isn't it? Like container. And what you can do once the candle finished completely, you can remove this, the wick, the glue inside, you take it out, and then you wash this, and you can use this as a jewelry container, or you can make even as a piggy bank, you know, dime, nickel, quarters, or anything that you want. So you don't have to throw container. Even this one, you can put something in it once the candle is finished completely. Just make sure to wash it. Maybe you can use hydrogen peroxide or alcohol to work completely nicely, or use baking soda. Let me smell my candle. Smells so good. That's a candle I made a month ago. Let's see the temperature. Almost ready. It's not that hot, but I wait a little bit more. If you don't want to be waiting too long, just remove like this. I'm gonna make another batch. Just add a little more water in your pot when you are going to put back the melting pot to melt your wax. Okay, let's see. 80, okay, let's wait a little bit. It's gonna smell really good. I'm going to do lemongrass. Oh, it smells so good. Do you like lemongrass? It's almost time to break my fast. It's 5:28 right now. Oh, so good. The smell, I love nice fragrance, nice scents. Smells so nice. Lemongrass. Lemongrass. Okay, while the melted wax is melting and cooling a little bit, let me read a little bit about financial counseling. An important part of developing a budget is recognizing the difference between wants versus needs. A big TV screen is a want. A vacation is a want. Having fancy, expensive jewelry, that's a want. Food, shelter, clothing, rent, or mortgage, these are needs. Understanding how you spend money will help you be aware of how you and your budget are influenced by spending habits. Americans are really good at spending, not so good when it comes to saving. Do you agree? There are many different types of spending habits with just as many names. The difficulty is that often we don't recognize them because they have become so common and everyday to us. That's why it is important for us to become aware of our spending habits. Monitoring your spending habits can help you find black holes in your budget where money disappears. Don't you agree that sometimes you don't even realize you have spent $100 within 2 days, within 48 hours, and you trying to wrap your mind around where the $50 that just came out of my bank went. It happened to me all the time. I go through my bank statements every month and I don't even remember, oh, I spent this here. I spent $17.99 here. I don't even remember. Yes, we have to be so super aware of where each of our penny dollar goes. Keeping a log for 30 days of everything on which you spend money, then dividing into types such as food, clothing, and entertainment will make you more aware of budget categories where expenses may be lowered or eliminated. All right, I think we can pour now the essential oil. I put a lot. So right. It's 76 degrees, but it's still good. Let's put some more to make sure the candle smells super good. Ah, you know what? Put all of it. Why not? Lemongrass candle, yay! It's 74 degrees. Okay, we did it. I'm going to make them just gonna look white, okay? Just like this candle that I made a month ago. It's gonna be white. And then we make another batch where we are going to add the dye. So you're gonna see the difference, okay? Ready, set, go. Let's pour. Yes, yes, yes. We are pouring. So this is so easy. This is how you make candle. So you use this. That's gonna be in the center here. This is what you do. And then you pour. Bismillah. Pour your wax that is melted. Bismillah. Oh, it's gonna look amazing. I think I might be able to do 3 candles. So let's do the other one. The other one. I just heard the cover of it, that's what fell. So we make another one candle. And all you have to do is wait. That's it. The magic of waiting and being patient. Let's make another candle. Bismillah. You pour, you pour, you pour. You pour, you pour, you pour. Et voila. That's our second candle. We just made it. And now we're gonna make another one, another candle. This is the very nice wooden divider here. We're gonna pour. Bismillah. Beautiful, beautiful. Don't be shy, just add more. Don't be greedy. All of it, all of it. Et voila, the melting pot is completely empty, and we're going to make some more candle with this soy wax. I'm going to show you again. This time I put it here. If you have a window and it's cold right now, winter, it will melt faster. Just put it by the window sill, okay? That's what I'm going to do. It's gonna melt very, very fast. I'm going to pray soon and eat my apple, and then I will come back, okay? Let me put that by my window sill. Okay, my other candle. I love this one. Such a beautiful design. Look at it. Isn't it lovely and nice? Once you're done with the candle, wash it nicely and you can put anything you want. Jewelry, money, and keep this container. And candle number 3 goes to the window to thicken. Oh, it smells so good. It's the one I made with lemongrass, essential oil, lemongrass. It smells so delicious. All right, so this is the soy wax. You see how easy it is? Within a few minutes, you make a candle. And then you can offer it to your neighbors, to a friend. You can give it as a gift, a birthday gift, Mother's Day present, a Father's Day present, a gift to anyone. You can sell. So this is the wax. You put it in there, and it's going to melt. another one. So earlier the wax that I used, it came in a bag. You saw it if you were here from the beginning. But if you just arrived, welcome to the live stream. My name is Nia-ma. I make candle in the comfort of my home, and today it's in my living room. Last time you saw me making it in my kitchen. All right, let me turn back the flat burner. We're going to melt again. Some more wax, and this one comes as blocks. You see, as blocks of wax. I think this one is better. It's more convenient. It looks nicer as well, and it looks like not less messy here. That's what I found. That's my opinion. I got them from eBay. So yes, eBay is still working. There's still people using eBay. It's cheaper than Amazon, I think. All right, I have even one more box I never opened. It's here. No, another candle kit. Candle kit. I never opened. I got that over 2 months ago. You see, I've been so busy. I haven't even opened this package yet. But now that I'm getting more candle orders, more people, customers asking for my candles, so I'm gonna be busy making more. So there you have it, the 3 blocks of soy wax ready to melt. Get a pot like this one. You add your water in it. Water. Okay, and you place the melting pot inside. And you let the magic work, okay? All right, let me break my fast. The sun went down. Bismillah. Happy Ramadan, Ramadan Kareem, if you're Muslims, or if you are not Muslim but you want to fast, do it. Big shout out to you. Bismillah. It feels so good to finally drink after so many hours, not eating, not drinking anything. Allahu Akbar. Thank you, Lord. Alhamdulillah. That feels good. All right, as Muslim, we pray, the sunset pray. It's 3 units or 3 rakat. So what it is you stand, you say a set of recitation in Arabic, meaning you are reciting from the Quran from memory, or if you're new to Islam and you're learning, you can hold the book and read. So you stand, you do your unit of maybe 2 or 3 chapters of the Quran. After the Fatiha, the opening is a must. A prayer is not valid without it. The Fatiha, then you can add Ikhlas, Falaq, Nas, any of those small short surat, or you can add a longer one if you are able to. And then you bow down, you prostrate, you go down the floor, and you do 3 times that. That's the Maghrib, which is sunset prayer. So that's what I'm about to do. I'll be back, like the Terminator. Takes about 6 minutes. لا إله إلا لا إله إلا أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي الصلاة خير الصلاة كانت الصلاة كانت الصلاة. الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا ولك الحمد. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل أعوذ برب الفلق ومن شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. إنك يوسف فسلي ربي خائن شانك يا أخو الأبتار. إلى بهم هلة الشتاء والصيف وليعبد رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يئوده حفظهما ولا إليه. I'm back. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being patient. I just finished praying my sunset prayer. I feel amazing. I feel good. How about you? How are you? Welcome to the live stream. It's your very first time here. Welcome. This is Nia-ma, your sister, your friend, your host. Hi. Hola. Buenas tardes. Bon dia. Buongiorno. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Здравствуйте. Ni hao. I'm here in my living room making candles. That's one of my home-based businesses. The other one is helping business owner get capitals. Dinero, money, money, money. All right, so I'm gonna eat my apple because I haven't eaten anything since yesterday. Bismillah, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Yes, yes. I'm 52, by the way. 52 going on 100. Imagine. I was watching the other day a documentary. This guy, he was giving the amazing tips and teaching people how to live longer if they choose to want to live longer. He was 111 years old. 111, can you imagine? And I think they said in the news he's the oldest man, and he's a Dominican guy, I think. He's a Dominican or Puerto Rican. I think he lives in the Bronx, if I remember. If I found the on my community tab. But thank you, shout out to all of you who's been amazing and supporting my channel, the things I do, my work here on social media, YouTube. Of course, YouTube is a social media platform. It's also a streaming platform, but it's a social media because people get together, comment, friendships are made thanks to YouTube. So it's the social media too. Outlet. You just have to know how to use it wisely. All right, let's eat. Bismillah. Thank you so much. Thank you, God, for apple. When the last time you thank God for apple, for cantaloupe, for watermelon, for grapes, for fresh vegetables, for real food? They've been feeding us fake food for so long. Okay, the wife is still melting. I'm going to prepare more candles. I have this one already prepared with the wick inside. This is the wick. Yes, a lot of the food, you have to be careful. Some of the food, they're not good. Poisoning us little by little. Making us sick every day. Slowly but surely. All these arthritis diseases, joint pain diseases, chronic pain, they come from what we eat, you know? You are what you eat. Like the old saying. So be careful what you eat. Make sure it's organic. Make sure it has no chemicals or the least amount of chemical. Even your makeup, you know, the makeup, lipstick, eyeliner, eyelash, and all that stuff. Some of the stuff that you're putting on your face is killing you slowly but surely. You don't know it, but it is. My children. That's my 23-year-old. I recognize the voice. I have happy kids, healthy, happy kids, crazy kids, but I love them. Even sometimes they drive me nuts, drive me crazy. I'm gonna try to make 4 candles this time, 4 of them. So this one already has a wick, and I'm gonna show you how I put this one called wick inside, okay? I'm gonna show you how I put it. So you need to have the glue. You get the glue, peel it, and remove the glue from here. There's a plastic on it that's holding the glue, and then you remove that plastic. I just did. That's the plastic, and that's the glue. This is this part that's gonna go inside to hold the wick. This is W-I-C-K. So the glue, put it in the middle. You see, I just did it. And then you get your wick and you place it inside. And you press, press, press. And voila, you got your wick. Sometimes you have candle where they have 2 or even 3 wicks, depending on the candle, if it's big or small. All right, that's the second one. Let's make a third one. It's fun, it's really fun, and I think this gentleman is a YouTube content creator. His name is Jeff. Jeff, if you're here, if you ever come to watch, big shout out to you for reminding me that I'm a badass and I could do this. Because years ago I wanted to make candles, but I kept saying, no, no, I can't do it. You see, sometimes you're your own sabotage person. You have to get out there and just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Don't be afraid, just do it. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain. You're making money, you're changing lives, you're making a difference. People are buying from you. They're talking about your amazing products to their friends. That's word of mouth. Most of the time, marketing is just word of mouth. Next thing you know, 100,000 people know about you, of your services, your products, and they buy from you. If they like you, they will buy from you. If they trust you, they will even tell other people about your products, your services, your business, your company, and the result that you provide, and how you have changed people's lives, how you have helped them transform themselves into amazing, more resilient, happier people. That's it. I made 4 of these. 4. I used to be a waitress and I used to carry trays and plates, so many of them in one hand. There would be like 3 different plates right here when I used to live in England. Yes, I used to be a waitress. I used to be a bartender here in New York City. I had amazing employers. They were absolutely amazing. Irish, American, white people. They treated me with so much respect, and it was so much joyful and cheerful. This years that I spent working for them. Amazing. Let's stir the soy wax and see if it's almost melted. Yes, I'm gonna be able to make, I think, all those 4. I can even add one more. I'm gonna add one more because I want the candle to be full. So it's like this. How I bought this candle, it was all the way here at the very top. Smells so good. This is nice when you want a more intimate ambiance. Instead of a lamp or the house light on the ceiling, use candle. Just like the old days. So this is the soy wax to melt. That's gonna make the candle. Awesome. All right, let me read more about this. Let me wear my, I'm an old lady with her eyesight not so good and efficient like I used to. Let me sit down. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're making candles today. We're making candles. I'm going to add some dye, so it's gonna be a little different than the regular candle, like this one that I made last month. It says white inside. The dye will make it look different. With the color is a green, blue. I was talking about financial counseling, financial literacy, how it's very important to know. Let me turn the camera a little bit so you can see me. How it's super important to know how to budget, to know where your money is going. Every single penny, you should know where it has been going. And the realization that wants and needs are totally different. This flat screen TV is a want, it's not a need. That's the TV of my children. It's not even mine. I don't watch TV. I go on YouTube instead. And your rent, food, having clothing, especially coat, scarf, hat, gloves in the wintertime. These are needs, it's necessary. Okay. And I explained how you need to have a log for 30 days where you know your expenses, where your money is going, how much is coming in. Through making plans to achieve your dreams, you learn how to form your budget around your goals. Successful financial management builds on a foundation of goals. Knowing you will need so much money by a certain time allows you opportunity to meet everyday expenses, but to also allot funds within your budget for meeting your goal. Let me see. Yeah, let me. All right, we're gonna let it melt and cool off down. Successful financial management builds on a foundation of goals. Characteristics of goals: they have to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely. Maybe you have heard of that term, acronym. SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So, specific goals. The more specific you can be with your goal, the more likely your success. Isn't it? Isn't it a fact? Right? Let's see. You can see me better now. Specific. Yes, the more specific you can be with your goal, the more likely your success. Using SMART, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, as a guideline, will enable you to be specific in your goal design. Measurable goals. Your goal must have a physical essence. The quickest way to do this for a financial goal is deciding on a total amount needed. Let's say, for example, you know that you want to go abroad for a whole entire year. You have to know exactly how much it's going to cost you. Going there, visa, obtaining the different vaccines that you have to maybe get, all that costs money. Travel insurance, your airplane tickets, insurance when you're there, health insurance. Maybe you get an act into an accident, God forbid, or something happen. Like, let's say somebody steal from you, they rob you while you're while you're there in a brand new country. You know nobody. You have to think about how much money it's going to cost you to live there, accommodation wise, and every day you have to comer, right? You have to eat. I have to think about all these food expenses, everything to the T. You have to make sure that you know exactly how much it's going to cost you to live abroad in a different country for an entire year. So let's say it's going to cost you $150,000. So you start now budgeting, saving to make sure that at the end of the year, when you're ready to leave, to go to that country, that you have exactly $150,000 and even more. It's good to have extra money. So make sure your goal must have a physical essence. The quickest way to do this for a financial goal is deciding on the total amount needed. I got emergency email. Okay, let me check. I just got an emergency email. Hold on 1 second. I think it's about the weather. We have a blizzard here in New York. Oh yeah, just reminding me about the blizzard. I'm subscribed to one of these weather channel and newsletters, so they let me know. All right, achievable. Begin with small or moderate goals to establish a pattern of success. Yeah, it has to be a pattern of success, a pattern of healthy habits, daily habits when it comes to money management. Making your goals too large at the beginning without some successes along the way can be discouraging and self-defeating. Yes, make sure that it has to be attainable and it is not super, super overwhelming for you. Okay? Realistic. Yes, be realistic. Review your target, time frame, income, and expenses. Have you over budgeted? There's nothing wrong with challenging yourself or stretching to achieve a goal, but the more tightly you are budgeted, the more difficult maintaining the budget will be. And then timely, make sure the goal is timely. A goal needs a deadline for you to really work towards it and to also provide an end to the process. So it cannot be something that's forever. You need to make sure that you know by, let's say, June 13, 2026, that this is the goal that I have set myself that I will achieve, and June 13, 2026, at exactly 11 p.m. I achieved, for example, and write it down. Remember, what is written will come to pass as long as you follow your system step by step and you work towards it. It will happen. Visualize it, believe it. Once you conceive it in your mind, you see it, you visualize it, you know it's going to happen, you believe that you are going to do it, and go out there, work for making it come true. There's short-term goals and there's long-term goals. So let's talk about that. Whether a goal is a short or long-term goal is not determined by its importance or value, but is decided by the time you resolve will be necessary to reach the design target. A short-term goal is generally one that involves a time frame of around 1 year. So within 1 year, that's a short-term goal. Past that, that's long-term goal. Because of this, the amount needed to accomplish a short-term goal is usually smaller and would fit appropriately within the time frame budgeted. Example of short-term goals include $900 over the next 8 months, for example, if you want to go summer vacation. $500 over 5 months for holiday gift giving. You know, when you go on holiday, usually you come back with gifts, presents to give to your relatives, your family, your friends, your loved ones. Or, for example, $350 in the next 4 months for a brand new, maybe TV, maybe cell phone, something like that. So these are short-term goals. Okay, next, long-term goals. A long-term goal then would require you more time to acquire the resources necessary for it to be successfully achieved. Okay? You may choose to budget the same amount for a long-term goal as short-term, but allow for longer lengths of time to reach the targeted total. So let's say example of long-term goals: $2,000 over the next 2 years as a down payment, maybe towards a new car or towards your first studio, for example. Maybe you want to share with a roommate. Or, for example, $10,000 over 5 years for down payment on a new home. Or $18,000 over the next 15 years. You plan ahead, way far away in the future, for your child college tuition. And we all know here in America how much it is expensive. Yes, to college. I am so immensely grateful that my two daughters were you finishing her degree and they got scholarships, and I'm very grateful that they used me to be able to have those in place and to be able to even afford books and other college expenses during these years. My second daughter, she finished, she graduated, she did her 4 years, she stuck to it, working, being studious, and she graduated. Now she's a teacher. Super grateful for that. But yes, these are example of long-term goals. You now have general ideas of your wants versus your needs. Okay, so some habits you may have in spending your money, and you have determined some short-term goals and long-term goals. So remember, try to change and turn around your habits when it comes to money, instead of spending so much on unnecessary, on junk stuff, decorative items that you want to place all around your house. Because I used to do that. To go to those discount stores and start buying decor items here and there. Like, for example, this fake plant, maybe paper towel holder, It's not necessary. That's a want. That's not a need. You understand? So there are things that you don't really need in your life, and you can live without and be just fine. Go to bed sleeping fine. It's not going to kill you not to have these things around the house. So remember, know what is a want, know what is a need. When the hard numbers come into play, when it comes to your income, your expenses, understanding what expenses are, income can come from a variety of sources: paychecks, rental income, investment, dividends, child support, or alimony are some of the income examples. I don't get child support anymore, but I used to at the time. Hold on one second. My son, he says, smell really good. I'm making candles. Oh, that's awesome. My 19-year-old. I'm sorry? Thank you. Thank you, son. My 19-year-old, he said, have fun. Hope they come out good. Yeah, I already made 3 of them. They are thickening right now. All right. So yeah, when it comes to child support, spousal support, or also called alimony, this is part of your income. So let's say you have an apartment viewing and they ask you, what is your income? Show me proof, pay stubs. How can I be sure that you're going to pay rent? Then you show proof of income. So if you are receiving child support, like I used to receive child support, that would be also proof of income. So you can show them either you have a court order for child support, or you show the money order that you've been receiving from your ex, or the direct deposit if you went straight to your bank account. So income is also, I mean, child support is also income that you can show as proof. To create an accurate budget, you must determine all of your income sources. Once you have identified all of your sources of income, total all the funds you receive from your all sources in 1 year period. Since most expenses are billed on a monthly basis, they're called fixed expenses. Like your rent, that's fixed. Once a month you have to pay that. Divide or car insurance, once a month you have to pay that. Car notes, once a month you have to pay that. These are called fixed expenses. Divide your overall total by 12 for a monthly average income figure to use in your budget calculations. That's how you do it. Expenses: list each expense you have during a month utilizing the budget expense sheet. Make sure you have a budget expense sheet. Don't forget to list any expenses you pay annually. Annually means every year, or biannually, which means twice a year. Bi means twice, two, like insurance payments or your taxes. Understanding expenses. There's fixed expenses, there's variable expenses. So let's go through them. Fixed expenses remain the same from month to month. Let me check. I don't want it to. Yeah, it's fully melted. Let's do our candle. Oh yeah, first I have to check the temperature. Okie dokie. Let's see. Yeah, it's still hot. Let's put it out of the pot. Yeah, it's still a little hot. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I'm gonna continue reading. It smells so good. I wish you were here in my living room. It smells really good. Let's put this one. All right. Fixed expenses versus variable expenses. Let's talk about that. Fixed expenses remain the same from month to month, such as your rent, your mortgage payments, your car or truck payments. These are fixed. Once a month, every month they're coming back, whether you like it or not, they're coming back to you. Or possible level pay utilities. Variable expenses are different. They are not as predictable as fixed expenses. Some examples might be your electric bill in the summer, gasoline cost, or entertainment. Yet, you do have some control over variable expenses, meaning they vary, they change, they fluctuate. That's what variable means. Conservative estimates would allot slightly more funds than expected to variable expenses. Determine your total monthly income and subtract your total monthly expenses. Are there funds left over, or are you in the red? Like, are you behind, or just going by, getting by paycheck to paycheck? As soon as the money comes in, it just goes out, and you have nothing at the end of the week, at the end of the month. So, monthly income minus monthly expenses, these are what is called your disposable income, what you have left, if you do have anything left. The budget comparison, once you have determined your income and expenses, how does it compare? Does your income cover your expenses, or have you listed more expenses than you have income? Let me check the temperature. All right, it's now 66. Okay, almost time to put the essential oil. Once you have determined your income and expenses, how does it compare? Does your income cover your expenses, or have you listed more expenses than you have income? If so, you must either increase your income, like make sure to have more money coming in, or you have to just decrease your expenses. That's common sense. Either you bring in more cash flow, or you just reduce your expenses. Money coming out, you have to reduce it if you don't want to continue living paycheck to paycheck. So either get online and look for ways to make extra money. You can go to Craigslist.org. I do that all the time. I've been doing paid surveys. The other day I participated in an HIV clinical trial. I was not able to continue. Unfortunately, I would have earned at least $1,500 over the over the period of about a year and a half, but it's because I have sickle cell anemia. So what I was explaining to the gentleman, but he still paid me for my time for being there and learning more about the clinical trial. So he gave me $25. I was so excited. I said thank you, and I went and I used the money to buy groceries. But yeah, I've been participating online surveys. I went to a center where they gave me Meta glasses, pair of glasses, and a wristband. And I did some sessions with them, and they gave me $200 in a debit card virtually. I used that to buy grocery, to take care of some bills. I had another one also. I went and they gave me $150. So you can definitely earn money even if you are unemployed. You go online, Craigslist.org, and you participate. There's also a website, and I think it's an app that's called Free Cash. You can go there. And also you can play, you can do video gaming, and they pay you for your time. There's other ways to earn an income while you are still searching, while you're still going to job interviews. The budget comparison, once you have determined your income and expenses, how does it compare? Does your income cover your expenses, or have you listed more expenses than you have income? If so, you must either, I repeat, either you're going to increase your income, your cash flow, or you are going to decrease your expenses. Now is the time to recheck your expenses in comparison to your new knowledge of your wants versus your needs. Okay? Is everything you have listed a need, or are some a want? What other alternatives do you have? Other means. That's what alternatives, other things means. What alternatives you have? Budget adjustments, self-negotiating, credit counseling, bankruptcy. There's a lot of people here in America, they have this amazing blessing, opportunity called bankruptcy. Let's say you know that you are not able to pay your debts, and it's going to be a source of headache, stress, anxiety, and maybe even ruin your marriage. Then you can file for bankruptcy. I, as an entrepreneur consultant, I used to have clients, and I used to file for their bankruptcy, Chapter 7. I did that here in New York City. can definitely file for bankruptcy if you know that it's too much and you're not going to be able to pay your debts. So what alternatives you have? After completing this section, you should be able to recognize that there are options available when personal financial problems rise. Choose at least one method of managing personal finances with when a budget analysis indicates possible problems. So let's go through budget adjustments. And thank you so much for being here, by the way. I really appreciate you. Often during the process of developing a budget, specific areas will become apparent where adjustments can and should be made. For example, you may find that you are spending $7 to $8 every single day on lunches at work. And here in New York City, easily you can spend $50 just for eating the whole day when you are at work. $50. So multiply that. You work 5 days a week. Okay? Yes. That's right. $300 easily, just like that, just on eating outside of your home. Can you imagine all that money that you can have on the side for your dream life, your dream vacation, your dream home, or anything that you want to accomplish? Within 1 month, the cost of those lunches will total over $140. Just that, a definite expense to review if cost must be reduced to achieve a balanced budget. Take a moment and review the list of expenses you have prepared to identify categories where adjustments could be made. Yes, there's always adjustment that you can make. All right, that's perfect. Let me put the essential oil because I see it. Let's do vanilla. It's 61 degrees. Let's do vanilla. Put the essential oil. You remove, of course, this little thing, and you pour it. I'm gonna do a mixed vanilla. And let's do vanilla, peppermint. You can do 2, 3 essential oil if you want. Smells good. I'm gonna do that one. My favorite is definitely lavender. Definitely lavender. Sandalwood smell amazing. That's my favorite second. Ah, smells so good. And then you use the stirring spoon that's given in the candle making if you have one. Oh, smell good. Let's be ready to make some candle. Let me go and check the candle that I made. They are on my windowsill. I'll be right back. Wow, they're almost ready. They're almost ready. You see? They got thicker. They're almost ready. Wow, amazing. And they smell so good. It smells amazing. I wish you were here in my living room. All right, let's make candle. Let's make some new candle. Yes. Okie dokie. Wow. I'm so grateful for you being here and watching me make candle from the comfort of my home. Yes. See now. I'm making candles. Bismillah. Candle making is fun. You pour the melted soy wax. Gonna make some more wax. You can spend the whole day doing this, and it makes you feel good inside, and your house smells delicious. It's nice. Ah. If you're stressed out, I highly recommend candle making. Candle making. Yeah, it looks amazing. These are the soy wax. That's going to melt. I put 4 of them in there, and they're gonna melt. In the pot they go. Okay. Let's continue reading. Okay? So we talk about how you have to make sure your monthly expenses, you subtract your monthly expenses from your income, and that's your disposable income, whatever is remaining. Okay? Often during the process of developing a budget, specific areas will become apparent where adjustments can and should be made. Take a moment and review the list of expenses you have prepared to identify categories where adjustment could be made. It is important during this exercise to keep in mind your previously determined wants and needs to fulfill the needs and avoid being controlled by the wants. Don't let this, which is an object, this TV that you want to buy so badly, don't let that control you, okay? Don't let it control you. Don't let it control you. Another option available when budget expense overruns, I found, is to contact creditors and negotiate reduced or partial payments until you can correct your budgetary shortfalls. Let's say you owe people, different agencies, collection agencies, companies. Call them, negotiate with them, and let them know, listen, I'm struggling right now. I have some financial difficulties. I need help. Can we come with a payment plan situation? Okay? They will understand. Don't worry. Let them know the truth and what's going on in your life. Credit counseling is an educational opportunity available to any consumer. You are a consumer. The moment you start buying stuff, you become a consumer. Anytime you go to a store, you are a consumer. A credit counseling organization will provide you with helpful advice, general financial education, and that's what's missing here in America, unfortunately. And I wish that they will teach that in middle school about financial literacy education, how to budget your money, how money works, how to run a business, how to be smart with your money. General financial education and tangible assistance, including creditor intervention as needed. Credit counseling is offered in person, over the phone, or on the internet. You see how now the ease of getting information and staying informed and educated. You just have to click on your keyboard, on your phone, or on the internet, on your laptop, iPod, iPad, or computer desk, and you found out all this information that can help you have a better life financially. Whatever best fits your timing and your needs. Okay? So you get the credit counseling education that can include, but is not limited to, budgets, credit report, stress and debt, and understanding basic credit products. Hold on, somebody texted me. All right, I'll check that later. They texted me to click on a link. Just be careful. Some of the people, they scam you by asking you to join and to click on the link. If you don't know the person and the sender, don't click any link, okay? I'm just hearing it's melting. I'm hearing the burner. Debt management plan. Creditor intervention includes assisting consumers by designing practical and affordable plans of repayment of their debt. Difficulties and benefits. Difficulties requires a certain amount of discipline to continue in a DMP throughout the 3 to 5 years period it normally takes to complete a DMP, meaning debt management plan. The benefit, though, it provides one budgeted payment amount per month to pay creditors. No more harassing phone calls or letters from creditors. Opportunity to learn to live within a cash economy, debt free, within 3 to 5 years. Yeah, can you imagine when you're debt free, all the amazing things that you can do with your life, with yourself? A lot of people, that's what's stopping them from going out there and realizing their dream because of the money problems that they have. So imagine you have this new life where you have no more money problems. All the possibilities. Endless, countless. Bankruptcy. The elemental goal of federal bankruptcy laws is to offer the honest but overburdened debtor a fresh start for the future. And that's what I did with my clients, the one that allowed me to file the bankruptcy chapter 7 a few years ago. It felt so good to look at their face and smile. One of them, we were in the courthouse. I came with her. She's a Spanish lady, so she didn't speak English very well. So I went there with her to help her, not as a legal advisor because I'm not allowed to give legal advice, but as a consultant and entrepreneur doing the bankruptcy for her. I was just there to be a friend and to help her with the translation and to put her at ease, to put her mind at ease so she knew I was there with her all the way. And once they say discharged, that's when your case closed, bankruptcy, that's it. Brand new, fresh start. No more have to worry about collection agency calling you, sending you letters after letters, phone calls, harassing you. When are you going to pay? When you need to pay this and that. It feels amazing, and it made me feel so good inside to see my clients like that when they can breathe again. No more stress, no more anxiety, no depression, no money arguments between wives and husbands. It feels good when you are able to help someone to finally feel good about themselves. Remember, like Maya Angelou said, people may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And every time I made my clients feel good, that wow, Gnama helped me with my divorce, with my bankruptcy, with my income tax. I received a lot of money back. I'm so grateful for Gnama. It made me feel so good. I used to have people making reviews online about how I helped them with their bankruptcy, how I helped them get rid of finally no more stress, they divorce, they're starting fresh. It makes you feel super good. It makes you feel really good because you helped someone alleviate their pain, and that's what it's about. Make a difference, help someone every single day, be of service. Even though some of them, they didn't pay me a lot of money, some of them low income, they didn't have it. Sometimes I do for free. It's not always about the money, it's about how you change someone's lives. It's what it is about. All right, let's continue reading. If you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you. Bankruptcy. So the elemental goal of federal bankruptcy laws is to offer the honest but overburdened debtor a fresh start for the future. This fresh start is achieved through bankruptcy discharge which releases the debtor from personal liability for specific debts and prohibits the creditors from taking action now or in the future. Yeah, once you file your bankruptcy and you put all these particular collections items in that bankruptcy file, it's over. They will never be able to call you regarding that debt. Let's say you owe the telephone company, you owe credit card companies, you owe student loans. If you put that in the bankruptcy file and it's been accepted and they put a stamp, the court, bankruptcy court put a stamp and it's discharged, let's say it's case closed, caso cerrado, it's dismissed, they will never be able to call you in the future about it. And you don't owe that money. You will never owe that money again. Types of bankruptcy. There are 5 different types of bankruptcy. Each is generally referred to by the chapter in the bankruptcy code. Everything is codes, even the IRS codes that describes them. Chapter 7, which is the one I used to specialize in, and that's the one I used to do for my clients as a consultant. Chapter 9, adjustment of debts of a municipality. Chapter 11, reorganization, commercial enterprises. They will use Chapter 11 as bankruptcy. Chapter 12, debt adjustment of a family farmer with regular income. Chapter 13, adjustment of debts of an individual with regular income. And I highly recommend, if you have debts, student loans, credit card, personal loans, and you're no longer able to pay, go and file for bankruptcy, Chapter 7. I don't do it anymore, but I will leave on the description and in the comment section where you can go and have that taken care of. Chapter 7, a liquidation proceeding. During this process, the appointed bankruptcy trustee collects the debtor's assets, such as a home, a vehicle, and liquidates them, convert them to cash in an effort to repay creditors. The debtor, meaning the person that owed debts, like let's say I'm the one, I owe debts, I have student loans, credit card loans, I'm the debtor. The debtor does have the right to retain certain exempt property. Let's say I don't want them to take my car, for example, then I will make sure to add that on the bankruptcy file. My case, I don't want them to take my car, but everything else they can discharge. The debtor have the right to retain certain exempt property, and secure creditors also retain certain rights in regards to liquidation of their security. If the debtor has no assets of value for liquidation, the case generally proceeds towards discharge. Chapter 13, that's a different code, 13 of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 bankruptcy is also known by the descriptive names of reorganization or wage earner plan. A debtor filing Chapter 13 submits a plan to repay. You are going to repay your debt over a period of 3 to 5 years. That's when you choose Chapter 13, if you know you are able to repay your debt. You're just asking them for a particular amount of time, period of time. Debtors with non-exempt property are often able to keep their property through the repayment of the debts, as opposed to converting it to cash to pay back creditors, as in Chapter 7. The debtor must have steady income in an amount adequate to pay reasonable living expenses, with enough left over to pay or fund the Chapter 13 plan. The bankruptcy process, mandatory debt counseling is required prior to filing for bankruptcy. This is what you are doing right now when it's Chapter 13, the process. Once filed, your case will be subjected to a means test. This means test will compare your income averaged over a 6-month period with the mean or average income for the state where you live. If you fail the means test, meaning your income is far above your state average, you may be required by the court, the bankruptcy court, to file or to convert your filing to a Chapter 13. Approximately 30 days after filing your bankruptcy for bankruptcy, a meeting of creditors is held by the court. Yeah, that's where either I go with my client or the client go by themselves. They have to attend, but it's very short. I remember when I went to with my client, we were there for less than 30 minutes. We were out the door. They just wanted to make sure everything that she signed and that she notarized, that it was legit, and she understood what it means to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So approximately 30 days after filing for bankruptcy, a meeting of creditors is held by the court, also known as the 341 meeting. Yes, you go there in person. And there's a trustee there. He's not or she's not with you, she's not on your side. They are the trustee to represent all your creditors, the people that you owe money to, the lenders that you owe money to. The bankruptcy trustee assigned to your case will preside at this meeting. Creditors may attend this meeting or are allotted a short period of time to ask you questions about your filing and your debt. However, generally they do not attend. They rarely never attend. Yeah, the creditors, the people that you owe money, they never come. They never show up. You are required to attend this meeting. Yes, see, I just said it. If you do not, your bankruptcy case will be dismissed. So make sure to go. There's a lot of people that have their cases dismissed because they didn't show up, because the person that filed for them, that did all the paperwork, did not explain that to them. And creditors may proceed against you with collection efforts. Yes, the next 30 days after the 341 meeting, like you went to the bankruptcy court, you testify and you said, without lying, that yes, I understand everything that's been said there. Yes, I owe these debts, blah, blah, blah. The next 30 days after that meeting will be vitally important to the success of your bankruptcy file. For Chapter 7, you must perform a statement of intent for all secured property in your possession. In a Chapter 13, your repayment plan will be under review for approval by the court, and you must continue to make payments. Yeah, when you do Chapter 13, like I said earlier, in a bankruptcy case, that means you're allowing and you saying that yes, you promise to pay within 3 to 5 years, so they're going to continue making sure to take money out of your bank. Finally, according to the new bankruptcy law taking effect on October 17, 2005, you must complete a post-filing instructional course on personal finance or management in order to be eligible for discharge. Yeah, I remember doing that for my clients years ago. So we do the pre-counseling and then the post-filing. That's once I filed the document at the court, then now they're going to take, it's like about, I would say about an hour, or if you fast 30 minutes, you answer some questions, and then I send it to a particular agency that's licensed to receive the post-filing. And then they send me by email or in the mail or directly to my client a certificate that they have post-filed, and they have understood now everything about how to manage and budget. It's financial literacy, post-filing after they have filed for bankruptcy. Repercussions and consequences. A notation of a bankruptcy filing will remain on your credit record for 10 years. Yeah, for 10 years it's going to stay in your credit report. So people will know, agencies, companies, banks, schools, even landlords, if they request your credit report, they will see it there that you filed for bankruptcy. It stays in your bankruptcy file for 10 years. Or once the Chapter 7 bankruptcy is discharged, meaning it's case closed, now you cannot file again, but you have to wait another 8 years. Then you can file again for bankruptcy if you need to, if you come across another financial issue, problem, situation. Yay! Okay, now I'm going to add, because I was talking and I even forgot to add. I forgot to add the dye. Thank God I have my scissors here and I just remember. So let's add the dye. I put the yellow. Let's see. Can add the dye. It's just to change the color of the candle so it looks nice instead of being just that plain white color that you have usually in the regular standard candle. It looks nice. So this one is the yellow one, the yellow dye. See, it's very peaceful to make candles. It's therapeutic, peaceful, healing. And you can do that on the weekend. I want to do a special color. Let's make it look almost orange. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to do orange. I never done the dye. I should usually make the white candle without the dye, but let's see. We do it with the dye. Let's see how it's going to look, how it's going to turn out. My very first time we're doing it together. Yeah. I'm going to put it back on the mini stove here, the burner, and see how it's gonna turn out. And since I see it's not a lot of wax, I'm just gonna add some more. Once it melted, I saw it's not a lot. It's like half of the melting pot, so I can add some more soy wax. And voila, here it goes. All the way. All right. Let's finish reading that, and then I have some more topics for you. If you are unable to continue to fund your Chapter 13 repayment plan, your bankruptcy will be dismissed. Yeah, dismissed. At which point, the creditors may proceed with collection calls. They're going to start sending you those letters. This is an attempt to collect a debt. You may or may not be able to obtain credit during or after filing bankruptcy. So make sure that you are aware of this, okay? If you are able to obtain credit, you will most likely be charged higher interest, yes, interest rates, or you also be required to make larger down payments than in the past. It happened to me when I was purchasing my car. I had to make a bigger down payment. And also I traded my other vehicle. So yes, just be careful and be mindful of how you spend your money. Make sure to be in the habit of saving rather than spending. And remember that if you don't need to buy this item, don't buy it. Let's say you don't have the cash for it, just don't buy it. Walk away, look at it and say, okay, you look nice, but I don't need you. When you see something that you want to buy, but you know you cannot afford it, that's it. Walk away. Walk away. Okay. We have so much to talk about today, and I really appreciate you for being here with me today. All right, this is what I had written way back years ago. That's the wheel that I explained to you how it's important and very crucial that you get a wheel when you are a parent, when you have family members that rely on you. If something happens to you and you have assets, you have a lot of money, you're very wealthy, you're rich, where you want your money to go, who you want to be your beneficiary. Beneficiary is the person that is going to inherit what you have, your assets, your estate. Your car is part of your estate. If you own a home, that's part of your estate. Who you want to have that when you pass away, or if something were to happen to you where you are incapable of taking care of yourself, your family, of making rational decisions. That's why you need a will, W-I-L-L, or a testament. So, will or testament is a legal document you sign and you stipulate, meaning you explain and put there in black and white exactly what you want people to do with your assets. Assets are everything that you own, everything under your name that is legally yours. Assets. And according to the court, if you don't do that, and let's say you passed away tomorrow, everything that you own that's under your name, I'm just looking at the candle that I'm making here, that I made here earlier. I'm gonna put them on my windowsill so they can faster. I show you the candle that I already made. It's super done. We made our candle. Thank you for being here with me. Yay! I see. They thickened. That's it. That's how you make super easy, right? Making candle is so easy. These three are done. Let me put this now by the windowsill. Yeah, it's winter, so it will thicken faster if you put it outside here. Near your window. And that's the third candle. So here are the three candles we just made. Yay! There they are. Here they are. The candle we just made. You see how easy it was? Oh, I wish you could smell it. Ah, oh, smells so delicious, so good. I wish you were here in my living room. Look at that. We made candle. And then you cut it, of course, before you close it. Put your label if you need to put label, and you close it. And you made your candle. See how easy it was? Super easy. Oh, it looks nice. Let me see. I did the dye. Oh, wow. The color. I don't know if you can see. The color. You see the color? It's kind of reddish. I put yellow dye and red dye. It's gonna be different this time. Yeah, I'm gonna make. How many more left? I have two more dye left. Two more dye. Yeah, let's do that later. And that's it. That's how you make candles. That's how you make candles. So yes, make sure to have a testament. Let's talk to my best friend online. Her name is ChatGPT. Let's ask her the importance of having a testament. So yes, this is an idea if you want to start a business in your home. Make candles. You see how easy it is to make candles? All right, let's talk to ChatGPT for a second. Hey ChatGPT, are you there? ChatGPT, hi.
Hey, I'm here and ready to help. What's on your mind today?
Yes, I'm here. I'm doing a live streaming, doing candle in front of my audience on YouTube, and I wanted to discuss the importance of a will or a testament. Can you elaborate and explain the importance of writing a will?
Absolutely. So a will or testament is really crucial because it's a legal document that spells out how you want your assets distributed after you pass away. Without one, the state decides, which might not align with your wishes. It also helps avoid family disputes and ensures my children have guardians if needed. So it's really about peace of mind and clarity for your loved ones.
What is probate?
Great question. Probate is basically the legal process that happens after someone passes away. It's when a court oversees the distribution of the person's estate, basically ensuring that the will is valid, debts are paid, and assets go to the right people. It can be really time-consuming and sometimes costly, so having a will can help simplify or minimize that process.
What is assets?
Good point. So assets are basically anything of value that you own. That can include things like your house, bank accounts, investments, personal property, really anything that can be valued and passed on to someone else. So in a will, you decide who gets those assets.
What are liabilities?
Great follow-up. Liabilities are essentially debts or obligations that you owe. Things like a mortgage, car loans, credit card debt, or even medical bills. So in the probate process, those liabilities also need to be settled before any assets get distributed to heirs.
What does Islam says regarding testament, writing a will?
That's a really important point. In Islam, writing a will, called a wasiya, holds a significant place. The Quran encourages every Muslim to prepare a will if they have any assets. It ensures that after death that their wills are honored, but Islamic law also sets out specific guidelines, like a will can't exceed 1/3 of the estate, because the rest must be divided according to inheritance laws in the Sharia. So it's really a balance of personal wishes and religious obligations.
What is Islam?
That's a great foundational question. Islam is a monotheistic faith that originated in the 7th century in Arabia with the Prophet Muhammad as its final messenger. It's built on the belief in one God, Allah, and is based on the teachings of the Quran, which is a holy book, as well as the Hadith, the sayings and actions of the Prophet.
So does Islam say that you have to have a will, a testament before you pass away?
Yes, exactly. Islam strongly encourages having a will. It's actually considered a virtuous act. The Prophet Muhammad himself said that a Muslim who has something to bequeath should not let 2 nights pass without writing a will. So while it's not an absolute legal requirement, it's a very important recommendation in Islam.
Do you know the verse in the Quran that speaks about writing your will and having witnesses?
Yes, absolutely. The verse that addresses this is in Surah Al-Baqarah. Anyone leaving a legacy, they should write it down. And it emphasizes the importance of witnesses to ensure the will is clear and respected. So it's both moral and legal guideline in the Quran.
Does the Quran also explain how to raise your children properly?
It does, yes. While it doesn't provide a step-by-step parenting manual, the Quran and Hadith emphasize key principles, like showing compassion, teaching justice, encouraging good character, and fostering a connection with God. So a lot of the emphasis is on building a strong moral and spiritual foundation.
Does the Quran say anything about how to manage your money and how to be a good neighbor?
Yes, it does. The Quran provides a lot of guidance on financial ethics, like being honest in trade, avoiding interest, riba, and giving charities zakat. And for neighbors, the Quran repeatedly stresses kindness and fairness, telling us to be good, patient, and respectful, not just to family, but also to neighbors, whether they're friends or strangers. So both money management and neighborly behavior are really central ethical themes.
So what, in regards to neighbors, what does the Quran and the Hadith authentic narration, what do they teach regarding how to treat neighbors, whether they are Muslim, Christian, Jewish, atheist?
That's a really beautiful aspect of Islamic teaching. The Quran and Hadith both stress being kind, generous, and patient with neighbors, regardless of their faith. For example, the Prophet Muhammad said, Jabir kept recommending the neighbor to me until I thought he would be given a share of inheritance. This idea of neighborly rights, whether they're Muslim, Christian, Jewish, or otherwise, emphasizes respect and compassion above all.
Can you tell my audience who's listening and watching the live stream today, Sunday the 22nd, I think we are, 2026. Can you remind them of the story of the neighbor of Prophet Muhammad? She was a Jewish lady and she used to throw trash in front of her house door, but he never was mad and mean towards her or rude or vindictive or abusive towards her. He never shouted at her or screamed at her. He would just remove the trash from her. And when one day he didn't see the trash, he was super concerned and worried about her well-being.
Of course. So to everyone watching today, I want to share this beautiful story about the Prophet Muhammad and his neighbor. She was a Jewish woman who used to throw trash right outside his door. Yet he never reacted with anger or harshness. Instead, he quietly removed the trash every day, never holding a grudge. And when one day he noticed she was absent and he didn't see her throwing trash, he became worried and went to check on her. This story reminds us how the Prophet taught us to respond to even difficult people with kindness and concern.
So does Islam teaches to be kind even to people that wrong us and to forgive them?
Absolutely, yes. Islam places a huge emphasis on forgiveness and patience. The Quran says that those who forgive others will be rewarded, and the Prophet Muhammad often urged people to respond to wrongs with mercy, not revenge. So even when we're hurt, we're encouraged to rise above and act with grace and empathy.
So Islam does teach to be forgiving and compassionate and kind. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, yes. At its core, Islam really emphasizes those values: forgiveness, compassion, and kindness, even when others wrong us. So it's not just about personal faith, but also about how we treat others in day to day life.
Can you give some specific verses in the Quran that teaches Muslims how to treat non-Muslims?
The Quran teaches that Muslims should treat non Muslims with fairness and kindness, especially as they live peacefully and haven't engaged in hostility. For example, it says God does not forbid being kind and just to those who haven't fought against Muslims. And it also says there is no compulsion in religion. At the same time, verses about conflict are often tied to specific historical contexts, not general rules for all non Muslims.
What does the Quran and the authentic books of Hadith say regarding usury interest in dealing in commercial transactions, in trade, in business?
The Quran clearly prohibits usury or riba, and it distinguishes it from fair trade. For example, the Quran says that while trade is permitted, interest is forbidden. It also warns of severe consequences for those involved in riba. Similarly, authentic hadith strongly condemn both giving and receiving interest, emphasizing fair and honest business dealings based on risk sharing, not guaranteed returns.
What about life insurance? Does Islam explain life insurance and if it's allowed, permissible, halal according to God?
Many scholars in Islam consider conventional life insurance to be forbidden because it often involves interest, uncertainty, and a speculative element. However, some scholars allow term life insurance if it's purely for protection, avoids investment or interest, and is structured transparently. In addition to kafil, a Sharia-compliant mutual insurance model, is often considered permissible.
Okay, what Islam says regarding why do we pray 5 times a day? Why God asks us to pray so many times according to Islam?
That's a really central part of Islam. So the 5 daily prayers, or salah, are one of the 5 pillars of Islam. God commands them in the Quran as a way to keep us mindful, grounded, and connected to Him throughout the day. Each prayer is a chance to pause, reflect, and realign our intentions. So it creates a rhythm of spiritual focus in daily life.
Do you think praying 5 times a day is too much?
I know it can feel that way, especially if you're just starting or if it's a big shift in your routine. But for Muslims, it's seen as a spiritual anchor. These moments of pause keep you connected, and over time, it can really bring a sense of peace and balance to your day.
So Muslims pray 5 times a day. And what about fasting during Ramadan? Why do Muslims fast during Ramadan?
Yeah, so fasting during Ramadan is another one of the 5 pillars. Muslims fast from dawn to sunset, and it's really about developing self discipline, gratitude, and empathy, since when you're fasting, you really feel what others go through. And it's also a time for increased prayer, reflection, and community.
Okay, so you said earlier regarding writing a will, a testament, that Islam says to do it, correct? You said in the Quran?
Yes, exactly. The Quran encourages Muslims to write a will if they have any assets. It's mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 180, and it reminds us that if we do have something to leave behind, we should document it clearly, especially with witnesses, so that everything is stated and known.
So can you say with conviction that actually Islam talks about everything when it comes to social, when it comes to economics, financial, as well as mental health, emotional well-being, welfare for society at large? Do you say that is true about Islam?
I would say yes with confidence that Islam offers a comprehensive framework. It provides guidance not just on spiritual matters, but on economics, social justice, personal conduct, and mental well being. Of course, the application depends on context and interpretation, but its principles really do touch all aspects of life, offering a balanced way to live.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. I'm really glad we could talk about this. If anything else comes up or you want to dig deeper, just let me know.
Yes, I want to mention to this audience here that I have my amazing YouTube family in this live stream. We're going to talk about different topics. We already mentioned about financial literacy, bankruptcy, if you have any problem with paying your debts. And I want also to touch on abuse, narcissistic, emotional, mental abuse. Do you know the red flags to look out for when a person is trying to get to know a new person, to enter into a new relationship? What the red flags to look out for?
Absolutely. And I think that's such an important topic. So, for everyone in the audience, some red flags to look out for in a new relationship might be things like excessive jealousy, controlling behavior, constant criticism, or if they try to isolate you from friends or family. And of course, if something just feels off or too fast, it's okay to take a step back. We'll go deeper into all of that in a bit.
Can you give my audience, those who want to know, those who are probably already in an abusive relationship, can you give them, my viewers, my amazing YouTube family who want to know, the different steps to get out, but safely out of an abusive relationship?
Of course, and I want to be really careful and sensitive here. So, if you're in an abusive relationship, the first step is to recognize that you don't have to handle it alone. Reach out to a trusted friend or family member. Find a local domestic violence organization or hotline. They can offer support, safety planning, and guidance. Make a plan to leave safely, things like setting aside money, documents, and having a safe place to go. And above all, just know that you deserve safety and support, and there are people out there who will help you.
Thank you so much, ChatGPT. I will talk to you later, okay? Thank you.
Of course. Take care of yourself, and if you need anything or just want to talk later, I'm here. Wishing you all the best, and I'll be ready whenever you are.
So that was ChatGPT for you guys. Thank you. All right, now we're going to discuss narcissistic abuse, domestic violence. It's an issue that might be a little sensitive for some of you, so if you don't want to stay to listen, you can step away, okay? The problem, what is battery? Battery is a pattern of behavior used to establish power, control over another person with whom an intimate relationship has been established or shared through fear and intimidation. Facts on domestic abuse. Battery on women is the most underreported crime in America. I was a victim, I'm a survivor, and I love talking about it. I love helping my audience and different people out there in the world to really know that there's a way out, they can live. I'm a living proof. But you need to admit, to know, recognize, and acknowledge that you are being abused, maybe mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, sexually. Once you establish that fact, then you are going to safely plan how to exit, okay, from the relationship. Domestic violence is the leading cause of injury to women between the age of 15 and 44 years old in the United States of America, more than car accident, muggings, and rape combined. Violence against women, a majority staff report committee on the Judiciary, United States Senate, 102nd Congress, October 1992, page 3. 3 to 4, this was a long time ago. This was back in 2007 when I printed this report. But now, of course, the numbers have changed. 3 to 4 million women in the United States are beaten in their homes each year. Can you imagine? 3 to 4 million women beaten in their home by their spouse or their partner, by the person that claimed to love them. So imagine now in 2026, that number has increased. because there's people that don't report the violence, so they just suffer through years after years after years. And there's men also that are being abused by their wives. One woman is beaten by her husband or partner every 15 seconds in the United States of America. Can you imagine that? Uniform Crime Reports, Federal Bureau of Investigation, 1991. About 1 out of 4 women are likely to be abused by a partner in her lifetime. Sarah Glazer, Violence Against Women CO Researcher, Congressional Quarterly, Inc., Volume 3, Number 8, February 1993, page 171. Approximately 95% of the victims of domestic violence are women. Statistics National Clearinghouse for the Defense of Battered Women, Ruth Pitchie, MD, 1988. Approximately 95% of the victims are women, female. Police report that between police report, they tell you, the police, they tell you that between 40% and 60% of the calls they receive, especially on the night shift, they are domestic violence disputes. 60%, that's a lot. Too much. Develop a safety plan and discuss it with children or your child if it's he or she is old enough to understand mommy is going to leave daddy. Unfortunately, it's not working out. Review the plan as often as possible and be careful because some of these narcissistic partner, husbands, they or boyfriend, they will manipulate, gaslight the children to believe that you are the problem. It's you who is the narcissist. So be very careful. Some of them, they will groom, seduce the kids, even if it's not their own biological child or children, until you become the bad guy and it's you that is a liar and you the abuser. So be very careful. Sometimes you don't have to tell your child because your child cannot fully comprehend the gravity of the situation or they don't know all the facts. Change the locks and install devices to secure your windows. Make sure your children's school, daycare center, or camp, summer camp, know who is authorized to pick up your children. There have been cases where the abusive parent went unbeknownst of the victim and pick up the children or the child. Tell your neighbors and landlord that your abuser no longer live with you and ask them to call the police immediately if they see your abuser near your home. Before you resume a potentially abusive relationship, discuss alternatives with someone that you can trust. Not everybody that you tell about your abusive relationship is someone that you can trust. So make sure they are trustworthy. You can really depend on them. Safety in public or at work. If you have an auto protection, keep it with you at all time. It will help you. It can even save your life, and it can definitely help you and assist you when you talk to the police or when you go to the court over again and again. Make sure to always document everything. Inform building security and co-workers that you can trust. Tell them about your situation. I remember a few years back on YouTube, I watched this documentary about this lady where she confided and trusted one of her co-workers and told everything. And the co-worker had a log of every incident that lady was talking about that she experienced. And that lady, unfortunately, was murdered by her abuser. But that co-worker helped tremendously to find the truth and to get the abuser locked in prison. If possible, provide a photograph of your abuser, a picture of your abuser to building security. So as soon as they see him coming, they call 911, they call the police. If you're in England, 999. Vary your routes to and from work, meaning change. Don't always go to the same, following the same street or roads or route if you're driving or taking the public transportation, and arrange for someone to escort you to your car if you need to, the bus, the train station. Plan what to do in various situations if the abuser confronts you. And so many of them, they will confront you. They are psycho, they are insane, they're crazy. I'm just checking. 68. Okay. Stop pouring. It's unfair. You need the glue to make your candle. I have 3 more container. I might find one in my kitchen because this time I think I did a lot that I need even more than 3 container. We'll see once I pour the wax. Yes, financial abuse, physical, mental, sexual, it's a real deal. It's a real epidemic here in New York and in Chicago and elsewhere in America. Insane, but yes, we live in a day and age where people are evil, wicked, they don't care. And some of them, you know, everything nice, friendly, loving, and then they snap out of nowhere. You don't recognize the person and you're wondering, who did I marry? Who the heck did I marry? Like the TV show, the documentary, who the bleep did I marry? That's why they say you can never truly know a person. You can be living with someone for years and years, and one fine day you found out that person had a double life. That person had a whole entire family on the side. That person had 4, 5, 6 different side chicks, girlfriends, boyfriends that you had no idea existed. So just be careful. Always do a DNA because you never know. You can start having a relationship with somebody that you end up finding out is your own brother or sister. I'm laughing, but it's not a laughing matter. Actually, it did happen. A worst case, true case, Google it. A woman ended up marrying and sleeping with her own son. It was horrible once she found out. This is real. It happened. So she gave birth to a son, and she gave the son away. And years later, fate had it that the son came back to where she lived, she resided. They fell in love, and she had no idea that was her son. Can you imagine? Ugh. No, I cannot. I don't want to imagine. I'll be right back. I'm going to check the other candle that are in my windowsill. Look at the candle that we made today. Yay! We made candle today. We made candle today. Yes, yes, yes. Super easy, super easy. I'll be right back. Yes, on my windowsill, there's 4 more candle. Almost ready. Almost ready. Yes, imagine you end up marrying your own child, but you don't know. It happened to that poor lady, the white, I think she's the Irish lady or British lady. I felt so bad for her. Thank God for DNA. Thank God for DNA. And like they say, you should do a paternity test because a lot of women out there, they be lying. He's the father. And then you found out he's not the father. Oh, hi, sister. How are you, Rachel? Thank you for being here. How are you, beautiful? Let me pin your message. Thank you for being here. Talking about candle making, domestic abuse, will, testament, all the good stuff, financial literacy, and making candle in my living room. Making candle in my living room. I'm gonna wait a little bit. It's too hot. Let's wait a little bit more. And then we're going to pour the melted wax. How are you, beautiful? One of my amazing mod. Big shout out to you. She has an amazing channel. Check it out. She does a lot of videos about nature, about Canada life, and cooking, of course. I check her cooking videos. They are absolutely awesome. Go check it out. Sister, what are you doing today on this beautiful, blessed Sunday? I'm here talking and reading about domestic abuse, talking about how to safely leave. A lot of people are still in abusive relationships, marriages. They don't know where to go. Some of them, because of financial crisis, difficulties, their situation, they feel stuck and they depressed. They have anxiety, panic attacks. Some of them want to end their lives. You see how many crazy news every day you're hearing a father committed murder and ended up unaliving himself, killing four of his family members, all his children, a woman doing that too. It's a crazy world we live in now. Okay, so safety in public and at work. If you have an auto protection, keep it with you at all times. Inform building securities and coworkers you trust of your situation. If possible, provide a picture of your abuser to building security. Safety during volatile domestic violence incident. If an argument seems unavoidable, move to a room or area with easy access to an exit. I always say, if you're in a relationship and you start arguing, especially when it's the very beginning, that's your cue right there. That's your hint, hint, hint. You get intuition telling you, get out. I'm giving you this red flag. It's time to pack and leave. If that's your own place, your apartment, your home, kick him out, kick her out. Don't even hesitate. When you start having argument and you're always complaining or something wrong with your partner, that's your sign right there that he's the wrong person, she's the wrong person to be with. Nobody wants to be living and having headache. Yes, your brother took the trash out. It's my daughter asking me if my son took the trash out. Yes, do not leave the relationship. Nobody wants headaches after headaches coming home, and it's like you can't even be relaxed in your own home. This is supposed to be your heaven. You're supposed to feel at peace, you be calm, collected, and zen. So if you're at home and you're stressed out, what's the point? Why being with that person? So kick them out if that's your own place. They not only lease, it's even better. Call the cops, kick them out, get your order protection. Now, if it's their place, you get out. There's shelters, there's family, people that can take you in. Or make sure to financially be stable where you have your own money, where let's say tomorrow you know that you're going to leave because that's not your home, your apartment, and you get out and you go and either go to a hotel or motel, do whatever you have to do, but do not stay. I say to people, don't stay in an abusive relationship. It's just going to get worse. A person who's a narcissist, as they age, is going to get worse because these people, they will take you as the object, not as a human being. And it's like you're an extension of themselves. They do whatever they want to you. They don't care. They talk to you the way they want. They have no respect for you. Why? That's not love. That is not love. They manipulate, they gaslight, they blame you for all their own insecurity issues. That is not love. Better stay single, like me, single, at peace, doing your own thing, minding your business, and living to the fullest and being happy. Bismillah. That's so good. Alhamdulillah. Yes, so just get out of his face or her face. Don't even start arguing. You know, this is a demon. This is demonic when you start arguing nonstop, yelling, screaming. What is that? And then when you have children in between, that's even worse. They grow up seeing that, witnessing this awful, crazy treatment. No. If an argument seems unavoidable, move to a room or area with easy access to an exit, not a bathroom or kitchen or anywhere near weapons. Yeah, make sure you don't go to the kitchen because people, when they start being angry and crazy, upset and furious, the first thing they start reaching out Yes. And we've seen it on the news, right? They snap just like that. And next thing you know, you got stabbed to death. Identify which door, window, stairwell, or elevator offers the quickest way out of the home and practice your route. Have a bag packed and ready. Yeah, with like your passport, your ID. If you have driver license, make sure you have that. Social security card. If you here in America, make sure you have all these documents necessary to identify you. You know, if something happened, your keys, your cell phone, keep it in an undisclosed but accessible place where you can retrieve it quickly. Find neighbors you can tell about the violence and ask that they call the people and they call the police if they hear a disturbance. Yes, a lot of neighbors, they don't want to know anything about anybody else's issue, problem, family life. But find at least one neighbor that you can trust that knows what's going on. So if the cops, the police showed up and knock on the door asking, hello, we inquiring about apartment BC. Yeah, yes, I remember this lady. Every night I was here, they were arguing. She was crying. I would hear thumping. I would hear punching on the wall. You know, you can actually tell them what you knew. Or maybe you're the one that saved her life or saved his life. Because I remember a story of this guy. He had a girlfriend that was super abusive. She would burn him with a cigarette. She would scratch his face. She would punch him. She would beat him. Ah, poor man. I think he endured for over 2, 3 years with his abusive girlfriend. And when you see the woman, you would never have imagined that she was abusive. Sometimes I'm telling you, it's the people that you least expect. She was like less, I think I'm 5'4". She was like 5'3", 5'2". So petite, small, slim, yeah, lady, British white woman. And you would never have imagined that she was abusive. She came and she said, oh, she was giving excuses. And that's what they do. These are narcissistic people. They are so manipulative and they're able to gaslight and able to make you really believe them and not the victim. Ah, telling you. Find neighbors who can tell about the violence. Devise a code word. Yeah, find a code word. I should have a code word with my children. Even though now I'm not in any relationship, I'm not seeing anybody. But yes, if you have children and they're old enough to understand, have a code word. I remember watching a documentary, 48 Hours. I love watching that show on YouTube, and they were saying that there was a particular lady with her mother. They had a code word, and one time she felt threatened, so she called and she said the code word, and the mother knew right away. It was either the mother, yes, the mother knew right away and called the cops in time, and she got saved. Decide where you will go if you have to leave, even if you do not think it will come to that. It definitely will come to that. If you're in an abusive relationship, sooner or later you will have to leave. Use instincts and judgment. Consider giving abuser what or she or he wants to diffuse a dangerous situation. Yeah, sometimes you have to fake it and just play along. This was me. I printed that in 2007 because in 2007 I was in a domestic abusive relationship. My marriage had ended, so I started printing and learning more about domestic abuse. Yes, make sure to, sometimes you have to even lie to your abuser so he can leave you the hell alone, she can leave you alone, and then safely plan your exit. Although I do not have control over my partner's violence, I do have a choice about how to respond to him or to her and how to best get myself and my children or my child to safety. Always think about your safety. I remember in 2019, I left because I thought about my safety and my sanity that came first. And I said to myself, this is it. I can't deal with that. I went to a business conference all the way to Missouri, St. Louis. I drove there from here, New York City, over 18 hours. I went there It's the simple goal to learn so how I can expand my business as an entrepreneur, as a consultant. And my ex-husband got mad at me because he was spying and stalking me on Facebook when I used to have my Facebook page. And he saw that I put a picture there while I was at that public live stream convention business. It's not like I was there flirting with men. I was at a business event with thousands of people, but because he saw a picture of me next to two men on stage, he got mad. He texted me right there. First he called me, I saw the call, I didn't answer. Then he started texting me nasty messages, telling me, don't come back home, you did the bad, terrible, awful thing. I was, okay, I'm done. I'm done. Thank God I left. But this is it. When you live with a narcissistic person, when you're dealing with somebody like this, it's draining, suffocating, emotionally, mentally. It's not worth it. I'd rather have my peace, feel good. Every day I come to the house, nobody's bothering me, yelling at me, starting an argument, nonsense. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, I think it's, yes, cool down enough. Let's pour our new next candle. Ready, ready. Bismillah. Oh, this is going to be nice. It's red. I'm making a red candle. And this are my last three candles. And thank you for being here with me and seeing me make candles. We did it, YouTube fam. We made candle today. Thank you so much for being here with me today. We did it. We did it. We did 10 candles today. 10 candles. I'm going to let them cool a little bit and then I'm going to put them in my window sill. I can put back the thermometer inside. I don't need it anymore. You don't have to have a thermometer. You just can have a timer and know exactly when to pour the essential oil. But it's good to have one. Oh, I love seeing and looking at the candles. Look at that. Aren't they pretty cute? We did it. Thanks to Jeff from the Mike Drop BBQ channel. I will link his channel in the comment section and description of the video of the live stream. He definitely encouraged me to continue with this dream of mine to make candle as a entrepreneur, home-based business. And now I get to sell my candles. I get to offer my candles for free to people. Safety during a violent incident. Women cannot always avoid violent incidents. In order to increase safety, battered women may use a variety of strategies. Yeah, you need to be strategic. You need to think, you need to be smart, and you need to prepare, okay? So there's a series of sentences. If I decide to leave, I will practice how to get out of safely. What doors, windows, elevators, stairwells, or fire exit escapes would you use? I can keep my purse and car keys ready and put them wherever placed in order to leave quickly. I can tell about whoever, my next door neighbor, about the violence and request they call the police if they hear suspicious noises coming from my house. Another situation. I can tell and teach my children how to use the telephone to contact the police and the fire department. Yes, child age 3, 4 years old, they're super smart. They should know how to dial 911 emergency and have the police fire department right away coming. I will use as my code for my children or my friends so they can call for help. If I have to leave my home, my apartment, I will go on my work, decide this, even if you don't think there will be a next time. There will always be a next time. If I cannot go to the location above, then I can go or there. I can also teach some of these strategies to some of my children. Yes, make sure to, if they are old enough to comprehend, to understand the situation that you are being abused. And a lot of the time, the people that grow up in an abusive household, they have witnessed the parents hitting the mother or the father. And sometimes the abuser also start abusing and hitting the kids. One of my exes used to do that, and that's how it escalated until I had to call 911. He was hitting them with the belt one day, and that's how we ended. I ended the relationship, the marriage. That was the last straw, the last time. Okay, let's continue. When I expect we are going to have an argument, I will try to move to a space that is lowest risk, such as try to avoid arguments in the bathroom, the garage, the kitchen, near weapons, or in rooms without access to an outside door. I will use my judgment and my intuition. Ladies out there who are watching, use your intuition. Your gut sister always telling you something, is always warning you, is trying to protect you. And men also who are here on my channel also, if you are being abused by your partner, please know the red flag, recognize the red flags, and when it's time to go and you are able to leave, leave. Don't stay because of a kid. Don't stay because of a child, of children. Because one day your children are gonna grow up, and you are teaching them how to allow others to treat them. If you stay in an abusive relationship or in an abusive marriage, you're teaching your children it's okay for me, mommy, or it's okay for me, daddy, to be abused, to get yelled at and screamed at, and to be mistreated. That's what you're teaching your children. And then they grow up, and guess what? They also become abusive. So don't do it. I have to protect myself until until we are out of danger. Safety when preparing to leave. Battered women frequently leave the residence they share with the battering partner. Leaving must be done with a careful plan in order to increase safety. Batterers, meaning the people that abuse, abusers often strike back when they believe that a battered, abused woman is leaving. Yes, they say that this is actually the most dangerous time is when you're planning to leave. Yeah, because the abuser is going to lose their narcissistic supply. They don't want to let go of the victim. Who are they going to abuse then? They don't want you to leave. I can use some or all of the following safety strategies. I will leave money and extra set of keys with a certain person so that I can leave quickly. I will keep copies of important papers and documents or an extra set of keys at such a place. I will open a saving account. Always do that. Saving accounts where you put your money on the side is safe there. So that will help you to increase your independence so you don't have to rely on your husband, your boyfriend, or anyone that is taking care of you financially. You shouldn't. You should be responsible. You should have your own money. You should have your own income, especially in this day and age. If you are able to work, able to increase cash flow, just do it. Other things I can do to increase my independence include the Domestic Violence Programs hotline telephone number, and I can seek shelter by calling this hotline. Yes, wherever you are, any county, city, countries, states, just find out if there is a domestic violence program hotline and make sure to call them and let them know what's going on. Here in America and here specifically in New York City, we have what's called Safe Horizon. I went to their office once. It's located in the family court here in New York City. They were not of great help. I don't know that particular day, that person that saw me, she didn't help me. But I heard that they're really good. I can keep change. The people that really helped me was the NYPD. Big shout out to them, the domestic abuse department. They were incredible, amazing people. I did therapy. We did group therapy. It was amazing. I can keep change for phone calls on me at all times. Yeah, that's 2007. Remember when I said that I printed out when it used to be telephones outdoors. I understand that if I use my telephone credit card, the following months the telephone bill will tell my batterer, my abuser, those numbers that I called after I left. To keep my telephone communications confidential, I must either use coins or I might get a friend to permit me to use their telephone credit card for a limited time when I first leave. There's places where they still have phone booths. I think in London, in England, they still have telephone booths outside. I will check with so and so to see who would be able to let me stay with them or lend me some money in an emergency. Yes, there's some situations and some circumstances where unfortunately you are not able to have a lot of money to prepare for your next new life away and after the abuser, after you have left. So sometimes, yes, and there's nothing wrong with asking. Seek help when it's needed. There's out there a lot of people. There's even people online that give free money. Will give you money. It's called GoFundMe. So yes, when you need to ask, there's no shame in asking. I can leave extra clothes with so and so, maybe your door neighbor. I will sit down and review my safety plan every Monday, every Friday, in order to plan the safest way to leave the residence and to leave my abuser. I'm gonna soon have to charge my phone. I will rehearse my escape plan and as appropriate practice it with my children. Let me actually charge the phone now before I start reading more and it just let me see where I put my charger. Sometimes I don't remember where I put my charger. That's why it's always good to leave your stuff in a particular place every time, the same spot. So you don't have to think twice. Where did I put it? Where did I leave it? Can you see me? Yeah, you can see me. I'll be right back. Oh, they look so nice. I will show you later when I'm finished the new candle. They looks amazing. I love the color. Hey Bobby, hi, how are you? Thank you. Big shout out to one of my amazing modes. Bobby in the house. Bobby in the house. How are you, Bob? Thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by. I made some candles again. Bobby say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah barakatuhu, my dear sister, Lanwiz Nia, and to all the Ummah. That means peace of God, the mercy of God, and the blessings of God be upon you. Look, we made candle, Bob. We made candles. The house smells amazing. How was your fasting today, Bob? So good to see you. I ate so much. I ate so much last night that I'm not even hungry. I just ate one apple since that was my iftar this whole time. Just one apple and water, water, water. So good to see you. All right, I got all the things I need to talk about today. Yay! So I'm back on my computer. Nice, it's going well. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I like to hear. Good, only good vibes here. Very good. All right, so let's continue. This is something that I printed years ago in 2007. Domestic Violence Safety Plan. Safety in my own residence. There are many things that a woman can do to increase her safety in her own residence. It may be impossible to do everything at once, but safety measures can be added step by step. Safety measures I can use include I can change the locks on my doors and windows as soon as possible. I can replace wooden doors with steel metal doors. I can install security systems including additional locks, window bars, poles to wedge against doors, electronic system. I'm doing well. I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much, Bobby. I'm doing great. I feel so much energy today. I rested a lot also. Yeah, I slept a lot. I slept a lot. I'm an old lady. We need to sleep longer hours now that we're getting older. Okay, I did one, I did two, I did three. I can purchase rope ladders to be used for escape from the second floor windows. I can install smoke detectors and purchase fire extinguishers for each floor in my home, in my apartment. Yeah, I remember seeing on the news how this abusive man, he murdered his wife and some children by just killing them and just burning the whole house down. I can install an outside lighting system that lights up when a person is coming close to my house. Yeah, nowadays a lot of people have that with the ring door camera. That's my 24-year-old daughter. I will teach my children how to use the telephone to make a collect call to me and to whoever, a friend, a minister, imam, a pastor, in the event that my partner takes the children. And a lot of these people, they will take the children. I remember a story I was watching in Australia. That lady, she was 18. She's from Australia. She's a white lady. I was about to say a white African. She's an Australian white lady. And when she was 18, she had a field trip, school field trip. She went to Italy. She loved it so much and she fell in love with a guy there. So an Italian man, young boy. He was about 19, I think. So they started dating. Next thing you know, they got married. Next thing you know, she's staying in Italy. She got 4 daughters with that guy. And of course, at one point, the marriage fell apart. Now, the custody battle, it was so horrible. Actually, it was the father or the mother? The father sent the police to kidnap the babies, the children, all 4 girls. Horrible, horrible. But she eventually got them back. But it was about I think a year of miserable tension between the two. So yes, it's always the children that suffer in the end when there's abuse. I will tell people who take care of my children which people have permissions to pick up my children. Yeah, I remember years ago when my children were in school, I had to write down who couldn't pick up my kids. I had to write down that I had to order protection against my ex. You have to do that because some people they will go to school, daycare, and grab the children without you knowing. So make sure to let children, school know that partner is not permitted to do so. The people I will inform about pickup permission include school, daycare staff, babysitter, Sunday school teacher, and other people. When it comes to prosecuting attorney, if my partner violates the protection order, which happened a lot. It happened to me. My ex did violate the order. I can call the police and report a violation. And every time there's a violation, make sure to write it down and do a police report. And go back to court if you need to tell the judge. Contact your attorney, call the advocate, and advise the court of the violation. If the police do not help, I can contact my advocate or lawyer and will file a complaint with the chief of the police department. I can also file a private criminal complaint for with the prosecuting attorney in the jurisdiction where the violation occurred. I can request that charges be filed against my abuser for violation of the protective order and all the crimes that he commits in violating the order. Yeah, sometimes you have partners that they refuse to give back the child, even though the court order clearly mentioned custody is rewarded to the mother, for example, physical custody, legal custody, and that the father has visitation rights, but he's supposed to bring back the kid at a certain time, where at a certain location. It could be in front of the police station, it could be by the mother house or father location. And sometimes the other partner keep the kids longer than he's supposed to or she's supposed to. And you can call the domestic violence advocate, of course, for any help. Safety on the job and in public. Each abused woman must decide if and when she will tell others that her partner has abused her and that she may be at continued risk. And remember, it doesn't matter skin color, religious background, economic situation, you're smart, educated, you can still become a victim of domestic abuse, of narcissistic, emotional, mental abuse. It has happened to well-educated people, wealthy people, poor people. It happened to anyone, black and white, in between, rich, poor, Chinese, French, Indian, Russian, Christian, Muslim, atheist. It doesn't matter. If you have a partner that is abusive, they don't care if you're a God-fearing person. There's a lot of information. I will leave, if I have the link to this particular article, I will give you, or something similar, so you can have more information if you are in that situation and you are in an abusive relationship. All right. When I was going through therapy, counseling in 2007, it was December 12th, I signed what is called Dating Bill of Rights. Dating Bill of Rights. Give me a second. I want to put the other candle near my window sill so they can thicker faster. Okay, dokie. All right. Yes, I signed a dating bill of rights. See, I have the right to be treated with respect always. I have the right to say no. I have the right to my own thoughts, beliefs, and opinions. I have the right to my own body. I have the right to suggestive activities. I have the right to be heard. I have the right to emotional support and understanding. I have the right to have mutually consenting and pleasurable sex. Yes, I do. Well, I'm not doing it, but I don't have anybody to do it with, but you know what I mean. I have the right to change my mind about anything at any time. Yes, I do. Your God given right. I have the right to express my feelings, even if they are negative. I have the right to not be abused physically, emotionally, or sexually. I have the right to be treated as an equal. I have the right to pursue my own talents. And you have many talents. Use that, be of service. I have the right to realize my own dreams. Dating Bill of Rights. Dating Bill of Rights. I signed that back in 2007 when I was going through therapy, counseling. I have the right to control my money and my possession. I have the right to have my own friends and to spend time with those friends. I have the right to realize my own dreams. I have the right to pursue my own talents. I repeat again. I have the right to make limits and to set boundaries. I have the right to have those limits and boundaries acknowledged and respected. I have the right to refuse to have sex and all forms of sexual contact. Yes, indeed, absolutely correct. I have the right to disagree. I have the right to refuse activities, even if my date is very enthusiastic about them. I have the right to do things. Yeah, I haven't been on a date in so long. I haven't been dating in so long. I have the right to do things that do not include my boyfriend or girlfriend or husband to be. I have the right to break up at any time. Yes, you do. I have the right to live without fear and confusion for my boyfriend, my husband to be, or girlfriend or wife to be. Anger. I think that's a really cool things to do. Yes, dating bills of rights. Wow, I didn't remember. Back in 2010, I wrote something at the back of the Dating Bill of Rights. October 28, 2010. I wrote that. There is no deity worthy of worship except Allah alone, having no partners. To him belongs all sovereignty and praise, and he is over all things omnipotent. O Allah, no one can prevent what you have willed to bestow, and no one can bestow what you have willed to prevent, and no wealth or majesty can benefit anyone. I can't even read my own handwriting. Um, can from you is all wealth and majesty. There is no deity worthy of worship except Allah alone, having no partners. To him belongs all sovereignty and praise. He gives life and death, and he is over all things omnipotent. O Allah, help me in your remembrance and in gratitude, and in gratitude to you, and in perfect worship of you. I wrote in 2010, so long ago. My handwriting, my horrible handwriting. Ah. All right, this is something I wrote in 2019, October 26th, in Missouri, St. Louis. 5:47 p.m. That's what I wrote. I was sitting, I will never forget, I was sitting in my car at the time, my car that I had. It was a Honda Odyssey. And I wrote this. I was crying. I wrote it. I finished attending the business event, over 2,000 people in attendance. And I just had an argument with my ex-husband at the time. And he was angry at me because I went to a business event to improve and to gain more knowledge for my business as an entrepreneur consultant. So I was crying. I was sitting in my car and I wrote this. I said, never ever I'm going to let any man abuse me. Never again, never again, never again. That's my giant bag of frosted flakes. I don't have no cereal right now. Today was October 26, 2019. Today was a very special day as I drove away from St. Charles Convention Center. All I could think was how I will never ever again let any man abuse me. I kept repeating this while driving away. The month of October is the Domestic Abuse Awareness Month, and I promised myself time and time again that never ever again, never ever will I let any man abuse me. Yes, my husband of 5 months has been abusive emotionally and made me cry many times, unbeknownst of him because of his emotional abuse. Today is when I finally said to myself, mentally, this is it, never again. I am reclaiming my self-love and self-worth. I am done with this man and I will leave him in the near future. And that's what I wrote. Oh, goodness me. I even had, in case I don't have my phone anymore on the battery, and I even had a whole itinerary how I'm gonna drive all the way back home, how I drive to New York and all the way to Missouri and back from Missouri to New York. Yes, so yes, please, 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 whoever is watching, if you are in a domestic abusive relationship, there's a way out. I'm living proof you can leave. It's very painful at the very beginning. It hurts. It hurts a lot. It's very painful. But you can leave. You can leave. I'm living proof. You can get out. It's possible. It is possible. Oh, I forgot to read from that was years ago, the Testament, the will. That was from a Brooklyn mosque that I used to attend. And they had the whole, the whole last will and testament. It's a long document. Preamble. I bear witness that there is no deity but Allah, God, the one, the merciful, Almighty God, creator of the heavens and the earth and all the rain, the God of Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, and all the prophets. Mercy and peace be upon them. He is one God and he has no partner. And I bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad is his servant and his messenger, and the last of all the prophets. Mercy and peace be upon them all. I bear witness that God Allah is the truth, that his promise is truth, that the meeting with him is truth. I bear witness that paradise is truth, and that hellfire is truth. And I bear witness that the coming of the day of judgment is truth. There is no doubt about it. Excuse me. I'm on a live stream. Can you lower your voices, please? Thank you. And I bear witness that the coming of the day of judgment is truth. There is no doubt about it. And that Allah, who is exalted above all deficiency and imperfection, will surely resurrect the dead of all the generations of mankind, first and last, and those in between. This is my counsel to my relatives and friends, my Muslim brothers and sisters, and all those who remain after me, that they strive to be Muslim servants and they submit to God, that they submit to their Creator. May He be exalted, and worship Him as He alone is to be worshipped. Fear Him, respect Him, honor God as He alone is to be feared, and love Him and His last messenger with a complete that is revolved by nothing beside them. Let them obey him and hold complete submission to his will. I remind them that no man and no woman dies before his time. You remember how some people say, oh, they gone before their time, or it's unfair. No, God is not unfair, he's not unjust. When you die, it's exactly when you're supposed to pass away. God never makes mistakes. If he takes away a child of yours, if he takes away a loved one of yours, it's because God has intended that. He has planned it that way. And God is just to his creation. It might be painful, it might be horrible and awful, but it is what it is. We are grateful. We are people that submit to the will of God and we accept. The exact duration of each life span is precisely determined before we are born. Yeah, before you were born, God already knew that this is your expiration day. Today you are going to go back to the Lord. God knew that before you were even created, before you were even born. Death is tragic only for the one who lived out his or her life in self-deception without submitting to the Creator and without preparing for the final return back to Him. You're supposed to prepare to return back to God. That's our greatest meeting. You have meeting, business meeting, friendship meeting, family meetings, but you also have meeting with God, and that's going to happen. It's inevitable. So prepare for it. And God tells you you can prepare for it before you go back there to Him. So do not preoccupy yourself with my death. This is me talking. This is my testament, my will. Do not preoccupy yourself with my death, but instead make the proper preparation for your own. Maintain patience and self-composure as the religion of submission requires. And the religion to submit is called Islam. Islam permits female relatives to mourn for no more than 3 days. You can cry over someone that passed away for 3 days. You can cry and mourn. Although a widow is allowed to mourn for 4 months and 10 days until her period of waiting is completed. Wailing and excessive lamentation is forbidden by the Creator, and it only reflects lack of understanding and also being dissatisfied with the will of God. So you're angry at God, you're very upset and furious because God took away your husband, your wife, or your child, but you don't know that God is merciful, you don't know that God is just, you don't know that God is loving, and there's a reason He took that person away. Finally, ask Almighty